What's going on, Pickleball World? Welcome back to another episode of Only Pickleball Podcast.
OPP.
And yeah, you know me. I'm your host, LT. And with me, as always, is my amazing co-host, Nicole and Divine. How you doing today, Nicole?
Good.
You always say good.
I'm always doing good.
Are you always? What does good mean?
It means everything's going well.
Okay.
No complaints.
What would not be good? What would it take for you to not say not good? Would you ever say not good on camera?
Probably not on camera, but if I lost that day.
If you lost that day?
I'd probably be in a grumpy mood.
What would it take for you to say, great?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, today I did pretty well in pickleball and I still said good, so.
Right. Next episode, watch. You won't say good. Cool. So I'm glad you're doing good. I know you played a tournament this weekend.
Yes.
I know, our viewers probably remember me talking so much crap last episode, that I would play against you if you entered the tournament. Unfortunately, I did not enter, but I still would love to hear about how you did at the third annual Fromove Classic. So
yeah, I just did mixed today.
So you did mixed today.
Yes.
And your response of how you felt when I asked you was good. So I'm assuming she did good. Let's see. How'd you guys do today?
We did great.
We
did. So the way they split up the brackets was kind of interesting because there was originally a 4-0 bracket and a 4-5 bracket, which the 4-5 was for money, and I signed up for that. There was one other team.
Right.
So what they wound up doing is because there was just two of us, instead of just playing each other, they combined 4-0 and 4-5 for the round robin. But it was really just for seeding purposes for the 4-0 bracket. So, like, we played all the teams in 4-0. And then the top teams out of the 4-0 teams went on to play the playoffs. And then the 2 4-5 teams that originally signed up to play for money played each other for gold. So it's kind of cool.
Okay. Was there still money involved?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So 7 teams total in round robin, and then we broke off and did our gold silver match, and then the remaining 5 teams played for their playoffs.
Okay. So
we ended up with gold.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you. And it was a 3 out of 5.
Oh, 3 out of 5 gold medal match.
Just to make it more interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How many games did it take for you guys to
win? It took us 4.
Okay, so you won 4.
And our third game was like probably close to an hour long. Like it felt like an hour. It was like probably 40 minutes with timeouts. It was 18-16. We won it.
Wow. That almost tops ours.
Yeah.
Ours still tops that. What was it?
It was 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it 2018?
Something like that. It was in the 20s.
Gets Jeff Watson and Becca Bender. I want a rematch. I need a rematch. Call you out right now.
I just saw Jeff last week. He's so nice.
Yeah. Nah, I'd be like you, Jeff, but that was grueling.
That was grueling. Now, at least that was just one.
Right.
You know, we were exhausted. That was our third game. We were out in the hot sun.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Outdoor night.
It was pretty brutal. Okay. So we were exhausted, but we pulled it out. Shout out to Dylan. He's an awesome partner. A lot of fun to play with. You know that. I mean, you've played with him. We communicated a lot before we played, while we were playing, after we played, just like what's working, what's not.
Who was the other team in the?
Josh Geiger and Leanne Palmer, I think. Yeah. Really good team. They play together a lot. So yeah. And Dylan was like giving me little pep talks in between, like when we were serving. I remember we were in the heat of our match, that game that went really long. He's like, they don't want this as much as we want this. I was like, you're right. But it was fun. So yeah, we won it. We beat them earlier in the day, but this was much closer in the games out of 5.
So how much?
There's only 2 teams, so it was $140
total.
Yeah.
So you had to split that.
Yeah.
Did you make your registration fees back at least?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nicole's now a pro. She's just won her first. Is that your first prize money ever?
Second.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
You've been a pro. I gotta catch up. That's my goal one day, to win some money playing pickleball.
It is fun.
Yeah. Okay. So you got gold this weekend. Added another gold to your resume.
Yeah. Finally medaled in a 4-5.
Is that your first male partner that you won a medal with that wasn't me?
Good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
How many medals do you have with me?
I think you and I have 5.
I'm still your most successful partner. So just want to put that out there.
We also played more together.
I know, but still,
No, you're right. I think we have 5 medals together at least.
Okay. We have 5 medals together.
It's 5 I can remember.
Cool.
So you didn't play in the tournament, but did you play this weekend?
No, I didn't play this
Wow.
weekend. Yeah. I think I played Friday. I played Friday during the day.
Yeah.
But no pickleball this weekend for me.
What, kickball training?
No kickball training. Oh man, we lost the kickball game last week.
Did you?
Yeah. First game of the season, we lost 3-2.
Was it like a rival team?
It was, yeah. Actually, it was a team that had, we had played in the championship game like 2 years in a row. They beat us the first time, and it was like only their first or second year in the league.
Yeah.
And then we ended up finally making some adjustments on our team, some player personnel adjustments, and then we ended up beating them. But yeah, so
you knew it was going to be epic.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be. We both were like, really, we had to play each other the first game of the season. But yeah, they beat us 3-2. We gave like 3 runs in the first inning and shut them out the rest of the time. But
you'll see them again.
Yeah, we'll see them again for sure. So anyway, congrats on your goal. Congrats on that money.
Thank you.
You don't need it to buy any new paddles since you get the free paddles.
That was my first tournament with the Rayox.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so now that you played a full tournament, what did you feel like? Because it was doubles, it wasn't even singles.
Right.
What did you think of the paddle?
It was doing everything I needed it to do. Mm-hmm. I felt really confident in it. At no point was I like, should I go grab my 6-0? Like, it was never a question. The only real obstacle today was wind, and I feel like the paddle has such good grit that like the ball's not slipping off of it.
Yeah, that grit is
insane. Not a lot of missed hits, even with the wind adjustment. So yeah, it felt good.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. So you had it when you did you take a medal pick? I haven't seen any pictures posted. Did you post anything?
Yes.
How did I miss that?
You're like the only person that hasn't congratulated me on social media.
Wow.
So.
That's because I like, to hear about stuff in person. So yeah. Talk about it and I could put you on
I know.
spot,
sometimes I'm like, I have to tell you something. You're like, save it for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast. Jeez. I want these to be genuine responses.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
But yeah.
I already added Rayox and they reposted it, so they knew that I won today with it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Which one did you play with?
The Red Hurricane.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the two again?
Hurricane's for speed. Mm-hmm. The Storm is for more touch and control.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, shout out to Team Rayox.
Yeah.
Right. And Nicole making all this money playing pickleball. Jeez. Make sure you stay hydrated, people. I'm so thirsty. So thirsty.
I hydrated so well today, but my body hurts, and I spent all of my energy today on pickleball and focusing. I'm just like, this glass of wine is doing it for me.
Yeah, what are you drinking? Is that
just a red blend? Just a red.
Red blend?
Yeah, red blend. It's like a semi-sweet.
Semi-sweet. So if you guys want to gift Nicole anything, like semi-sweet red blends. I like the red blends too. The Cabernets.
Yeah.
If any wine companies want to throw your ad here, sponsor, we can get your logo on that glass there.
For sure.
Yeah, let's talk about some news. What's going on in the pickleball world? You had a new partnership this weekend. And we know how difficult that could be sometimes, or how nerve-wracking that could be.
Yeah.
What if you were partnering up with the number 1 player in the world?
So exciting, but also really stressful.
Right. It's like, oh, I don't have to do much, but wait, I don't want to.
I have to pull my weight.
Yeah, I don't want to F up. But James Ignatovich.
Yeah.
He played with Ben.
For I didn't see the results. I did.
But what did I text you the other day? First off, before we talk about this.
You told me that they were losing together and he was going to start trading them out.
That's what I felt. I felt like they were like, it was going to be like a break.
Yeah, but Colin was out of the country.
Mm-hmm, that's how it starts. He's out of the country, and then, he was busy this next weekend. And
you did call it.
Tell you. Pull up that text. Screenshot that. Put that screenshot here, that text with the date. Make sure the time changed on it. But anyway, yeah, what happened with Ben and Papa Jimmy?
Do people call him Jimmy?
Papa Jimmy.
Why? Okay. I saw that and I was like, does anyone really say that? And so they lost in the quarterfinals.
Ooh. Yeah. To who?
To Gabriel Tardio and Riley Newman.
Oh, Gabe Tardio and Riley. Yes, Riley.
Yeah.
Dope.
I don't know what the score was, but they didn't make it to the semifinals.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So people can get all Collins back now and stop saying he's riding coattails. He's actually...
Yeah, he's pulling his weight.
Right. But again, it is a first-time partnership.
It's difficult.
I wonder what Ben was thinking, like, oh my gosh, why did Colin have to go on vacation?
I doubt it.
Damn. Yeah, Riley Newman used to be my favorite player.
I know.
Yeah.
He's not anymore?
I mean, not that he's not, but I haven't been, like, you know, I like to watch so much pickleball.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing because, like, those contract negotiations.
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't playing for a while. So I just he's been off the scene.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely excited to start watching him again.
Yeah.
For sure.
I didn't get to catch any of their matches, but I heard there was like some rumbling about like which side of the court Ben wanted to play on versus James. And people were like, he wouldn't let Jimmy play the left side.
Of course.
But then I saw a clip and he was playing the left side.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I feel like why would unless they talked about that like in advance, I'll feel like why would that even be a debate? You know?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, I guess their style of play together would maybe dictate them.
Damn, I thought they were gonna have more success.
Yeah. Maybe next time.
So I believe the sticker incident where the USAPA approval sticker fell off his paddle, I think that was
last week.
That was last week, and like
how do you call that?
Right, like how do you even see that?
But it's not even his fault.
It's not his fault. Like, I wonder if they're gonna like go back to the office and like appeal it. Like,
yeah, like what is the ruling on that?
I don't know.
Like, what if your hair tie pops out and like goes into the kitchen? They're gonna call that?
Yeah, now I know that's a rule. If anything falls off of your body, like
okay,
that.
I didn't know that. That's wild.
You didn't know that?
No.
Okay. Pickleball rule of the day. If anything falls off of your person, is that
sure?
Into the kitchen, it is a fault.
Okay.
Yeah, if you hit the ball.
If you're the one hitting the ball.
If you're the one hitting the ball. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Why though?
And I think there was like even like it went into like depth, like if I hit the ball and you saved me from going to the kitchen, but then something fell out of your pocket.
Oh my God.
I think there's like rules or like.
Do you think stuff like this had to have happened for them to be like, all right, now if
fault by connection or like. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Someone definitely had to like, well, what do you do now? My earring fell off, and I tried to catch it, but yeah, they had to put that on. We had some bigger news in the Joola paddle controversy.
Officially banned.
What do we know about that, Nicole?
So I know that Joola put a statement out, which is a little surprising to me because obviously there's something wrong with the paddle, right? It's not passing testing.
Right.
And Joola's statement is, and I quote, "The current Gen 3 paddles are materially and structurally the same as the approved by USAP in September of 2023 and therefore comply with the standards." How could they be the exact same?
Right.
Like, there's something.
Right. Like
we don't have a report to say, like, what they found, but, like, there's no way it's the same.
Right. There's no way it's the same. Like, somebody had to know, right? In Joola's camp, you feel like?
They had to have been told why.
But I'm like, do they make all the paddles first that they're going to be selling to the public before getting them tested?
I feel like you'd want to get them tested before you mass produce.
Right. So that's why I'm like, something. I don't get that. Like, why would you still make them knowing that they weren't?
Yeah.
If that was the process that you guys do, if you get them checked out before you mass produce.
Right. I wish they publicly released the reports and they were like, this is what the process is. This is what they found. That'd be so cool.
Right.
People are like asking for their duper points back from like losing to people
serious?
that they played Gen 3 with.
Like just jokingly?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully it's not going to happen. And then Joola is though like reimbursing people who purchase the paddles, which I think is pretty classy between like, I think April and June. They're going to lose a lot of money. Yeah.
From them.
Yeah. And they're working on the third party sites that they've.
Right. Yeah. Like what?
That's crazy.
I wonder how many they sold. Like,
oh my gosh.
Like,
hundreds of millions.
You're not getting your shipping back. I can tell you that though. If you're charging with shipping, you're not getting that back. How many paddles at $280? Let's just say $300. How many paddles would that be?
How many people are playing pickleball
3,000?
and buy those as soon as they hit the market?
30.
And not only like one, but multiple of them.
Right. I wonder if they are refunding the wholesalers.
They said they were working on the third party.
No, but that just means like if you bought a paddle from Pickleball Central or something.
Oh, you're saying if like, okay.
Like all the
yeah.
Pickleball Central bought from them.
That's still their customers though. I'd feel like they're doing the
Right.
same
So I'm
thing.
saying
Yeah.
they would need to wait for that before
Yeah.
Pickleball Central or whatever site would start offering refunds to
Yeah.
people like. But again, Nicole doesn't have to worry about any of that because she's sponsored. These are just peasant problems to her.
I have been getting a lot of questions about it because it's like, it's a bright paddle, like
Yeah.
the red.
Yeah.
Even at like today at the tournament, people are like, what is that? Can I see it?
Right.
Like, sure. Let me tell you about it.
Can I see it? So Joola is officially. So what are the pros going to start using?
What they were playing with before they came out.
Right. Dang.
They haven't been out that long.
I know.
I thought the same thing. Like they didn't get that used to them. Like they've been playing with their other paddles for longer.
No, but they play with prototypes though, or you know what I mean? They get the models before.
How much before? Okay. So
you.
they've been playing with them longer than they hit the market.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, geez.
Yeah, they can adjust to it. I'm sure they're at a high enough level.
What other paddles do you think should be banned?
Gearbox.
I haven't really I feel like, oh, Jeff plays with a gearbox.
Does he?
I think I remember seeing him with a gearbox.
Okay, I'm so bad at seeing people's paddles.
I always look, I always look
at
paddles. I'm looking for that target paddle. If you have a paddle to target, I'm targeting you in the tournament.
Yeah, gearbox. I mean, I notice a lot, like they're so poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you counter with them, whatever speed you gave is coming back to you like times 2.
Yeah.
They're just like wild. In other news, Naomi Osaka, which you probably don't know who she is, and I'll let you live for that one.
I do know who she is, first off.
Okay. Former #1 women's tennis player.
Yes. I don't want to. Is she Japanese?
Yes.
Yes.
Plays for Japan.
Yep.
And won 4 Grand Slams.
And she disappeared. She went through some mental health. Right?
Yeah, she did. She also had a child.
And then she had a child. I was like,
yeah. And then she's on the tour again. But yeah, she did take a hiatus. Yeah, she's like 123 in the world now, and she used to be #1, so she fell off.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like people would still be scared of her though.
Oh my God, she's dangerous. Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But she started a pro pickleball agency.
Right. I saw that.
And she's already got top players.
Yeah, I saw that. But she came in after they already got their big contract. So I'm
yeah. So what is that's what I thought their main thing was,
right.
the contract part, negotiating stuff.
Right. I wonder if those group of players didn't have an agency before, maybe.
Anna Bright.
Yeah.
James Ignatowicz.
Right. I mean,
they have to.
Right. I would think so. That's something I was wondering how that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's good to have them. So when renegotiation is on the table, that you have the agency to back you up. Maybe also sponsorships. Right. Maybe they work on that kind of stuff for you.
Oh, speaking of the French Open, I saw that people were upset.
Yes.
Pickleball court.
I saw that.
Did you get to see the court at all or anything?
No, they didn't even show it in the story that I read about it.
Right. Oh man, I wanted to see what that looked like.
But it sounded like one court or something. Yeah. It was like a premiere of this is pickleball. It wasn't for people to come play.
So what were people saying? What were they so upset about?
I think it's just the tennis player perspective in pickleball. It's ew, what are you showing us?
That's crazy.
That's what I got from it, at least. It was the tennis players that were why? This is taking.
Did you ever have that feeling about pickleball?
No. I mean, I didn't know what it was when I was playing tennis, but I don't think I would have felt any way about it.
Right.
I feel like tennis players are very snotty.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
Does it cost so much to freaking.
It is. It's an expensive sport. Yeah. But yeah, we have our tennis snobs. I think over in the French Open right now.
Yo, actually, speaking of tennis, you're Andy Roddick. He has a podcast, right? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I don't know if he has a podcast, but I saw him and Clem Kleiser's
Oh,
for an
really?
interview, and
Yeah, they're friends.
he was talking about pickleball. He was talking about like her as an owner as a
Mm-hmm.
pickleball team, and he was like pretty much saying like he's still not into pickleball really like that. Like he's played,
Yeah.
but then he was saying like his son. I think he was saying his son like plays pickleball, and he wasn't really that good at tennis.
Oh, okay.
But after playing pickleball, now his son can do shots in tennis that he couldn't do before.
Okay. So like helped him develop skills.
Right. So he was saying that he was appreciative of that. Like,
Okay.
so now he's like, oh, so I'm wondering for me, I'm like, can I go out there
Yeah.
and get some tennis?
Probably not.
No. But no, that was like in tennis, I was like, I can't get the ball down. Like, I can't top spin or like everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder if I would know how to do it now. I do.
It probably would have made much easier
You know what I
to
mean?
learn
What if
it.
I understand it more now?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He has spoken out publicly against pickleball, so I'm glad to hear these coming around. I've seen his tweets. I wasn't super happy about it.
What did he say?
Just like it was when the whole thing came out about one of the players on the tour, the PPA, I believe, had
when Christian
yeah
said about like oh, that was
him and James Blake jumped in and they were just like, you're ridiculous.
I feel like they misunderstood what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it.
Yeah. But I did feel like Andy Roddick and James Blake were both like pretty loud in making it seem like tennis was definitely more of like a prestigious sport to have accomplished things in.
Prestigious sport, more athletic sport.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of pro stuff. I feel like amateurs need to get put on the map more.
I feel like there's definitely a market for players that are on the cusp, like the 4-5 to open level that like have a hard time, like they plateau at a certain point because they don't have the necessarily like the right people like showing them what's next.
Right.
The skills you learn when you first pick up pickleball are much different than how like the pros are training, their schedules, like their whole lifestyle. And until they like make that switch from like the amateur level to the pro level, like someone needs to show them the map.
Right.
I feel like unless you have a personal coach, like, and most people don't.
Exactly.
I think there's a definite opportunity for those players to be like taken under someone's wing.
Yeah. I remember Jimmy Miller is his name. They were talking about they had like combines at like some of these indoor facilities out like in Utah.
Yeah.
For like players who were trying out for like the challenger level teams of the ML.
Right.
And, so yeah.
Like a camp, sort of like a training camp.
It was like it was like I don't want to say training camp. I don't know if it was like multiple days, but basically showcasing your skills. Probably like some ladder type thing.
Okay.
And whoever moved up, they were like, okay, we want to draft this girl or
guy. Yeah. But, I think a lot of players, for some reason, they stop at that like 4-5, 5-0 level and they never make it past. Maybe they don't want to, but I think there's a lot of players that could. Right. And if they just had a different like level introduced to them, they might be able to.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you.
So let's start it. We just need a pro to sponsor us.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. The only pickleball agency. Ooh.
OPA.
Opa.
Isn't that grandfather in German? I feel like it's German. Opa and Oma.
I feel like people say opa, like cheers, like Greeks.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd
be way cooler than grandpa.
Only pickleball agency. Opa.
Let's make sure what it means that. You know?
Yeah, make sure it means.
Yeah.
Leave a comment down below what opa means. Opa. The final four. We have come down to the final four of season 1 of the CPL.
Yeah.
14 long weeks, Wednesday nights, hour drives, and 32 matches a week times.
It's a lot of work.
And we're finally down to the final four.
Yeah. Who are they?
Let's talk about week 14 results.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the final
who made it.
four. Okay. So week 14 found number 7 Allstate at number 5 Monroe, number 3 Mercer Bucks at Courtyard, which were the number 2 seed, and then number 4 Bounce at Flemington. Let's talk about the matchup with Mercer Bucks versus Courtyard first, because quite frankly, that was the only real matchup of the week. So week 14, Mercer Bucks, which was the team that I feel this year was teetering the most between in the playoffs,
Yes.
outside the playoffs, safely in the playoffs.
A lot of movement.
A lot of movement. So they had a lot to play for in week 14. Again, they were going into week 14, they were the number 3 seed after week 13, but they were tied with Bounce with a 7-4 record.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the matchup. Again, it was number 3 Mercer Bucks at number 2 Courtyard, and it was a close one.
Was it?
It was. So Mercer Bucks went down against Courtyard. They lost. Out of 32 matches, they won 14. So 14-18. Courtyard had 18 game victories or match victories over Mercer Bucks, which would have put them at a 7-5 record. Not bad.
Yeah.
Let's see if they make the playoffs with a 7-5 record. Okay, so number 4 Bounce was at number 6 Flemington. Bounce again had a 7-4 record, and they were sitting at the 4 seed going into week 14. So for them, another must win to, stay above Mercer Bucks.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe if Mercer Bucks were to beat Courtyard, they'd have they'd only be 1 game back from the number 2 spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So Flemington, they might as well have canceled their memberships and stayed home, because
you better do the same thing for all states. I feel like this is unfair.
They won a total of 3 games out of the 32. Pretty much colluding to get Mercer Bucks knocked out of the playoffs.
Did Robbie and Courtney skip week 14?
Yeah, they must be playing golf somewhere or something. Where are they at? Wow. Who schedules themselves a vacation in a week 14 of a playoff? This sound like a team that thought they were going to be making it to the playoffs.
True.
But Flemington, don't worry, because you didn't have the worst performance of the week. That goes to your club right down the road. Just kidding. I don't know where else it is.
This is like the CPL roast right now.
I'm sorry. I'm just really like week 14. Like,
I know.
I thought teams were going to bring it. Like, did you not?
Yeah, but you know how like if you lose so much, you're just crushed.
I don't.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Allstate was at Monroe. Monroe did have something to play for because they were the 5th seed after week 13. So they were outside the playoffs after week 13, and they were like, even though we're playing Allstate, we are making sure
we're bringing it.
Win
yeah.
with as much margin as possible in order to show why they deserve to be in that playoff. And they did just that, only losing 2 out of 32 total games.
Wow.
That's a dominant performance.
That's dominant.
And I feel like
that's impressive.
That's momentum you want going into the playoffs.
True.
Because they locked themselves into the playoffs, and that's how we got down to our Final Four. Fact check me on that. I think that was the award for the worst
it has to be.
Loss of the season. And Allstate's, congratulations. You got pickled the very first season of CPL. But just let you people know how tough this league is.
Yeah.
This league is legit, and you will get some good play at all levels.
Yeah.
At all levels. And I think with the addition of the 2 additional, levels for season 2, there's going to be plenty of more equal play throughout the league. you definitely be playing with more people of your level or caliber, right?
Correct.
So look out for season 2. I'll say we're just messing with you. I'm I'm glad you guys participated in the league. I'm sure, the league was glad that, excited to have you guys, but got to work on that building. Got to
For
work on
sure.
getting that facility and building some morale.
Yeah.
Right? The final 4, we're going to have Pickle Jar versus Monroe. So number 1 Pickle Jar versus number 4 Monroe. And number 2 Players Courtyard versus number 3 Bounce. Week 14 is over. It's going to be first round of playoffs.
Yeah.
That's when the 1 and the 4 seed go against. I'm sorry. That's when the 1 goes against the 4 seed, and then the 2 goes against the 3 seed. Let's talk about the playoff matchups.
Okay.
So first, let's talk about the 1 and the 4 seed. What do we know? What are we predicting? What are we expecting? Number 1 Pickle Jar is going to be going against number 4 Monroe in week 1 of the playoffs. Who do you like in that matchup?
I like Pickle Jar.
You like Pickle Jar? So you're picking Pickle Jar to pull out the presumptuous. So you're picking Pickle Jar to win against number 4 Monroe.
Precisely.
Well, Nicole, I'm going to have to disagree with you. Like I said earlier, the club with the most momentum going into playoffs after a dominant victory in week 14, I'm going to give it to Monroe. I'm going to say Monroe is going to pull off the upset, the biggest upset, season 1 of the CPL in week 1 of the playoffs. That's right. You heard it here first. Monroe beats Pickle Jar.
Okay.
And for the number 2 and number 3 matchup, we have number 2 Players Courtyard against number 3 Bounce. What are your predictions, Nicole? Who's going to win that match?
I'm going to go with Bounce.
You're going to go with Bounce. You're picking the upset.
Yeah.
Nicole's picking the upset. You heard it here first. She is going with Bounce. And once again, Nicole, I'm going to have to disagree with you because Players Courtyard has been the most dominant team with the most dominant player in the league, Manny Lai. And I believe Players Courtyard is going to pull up that W, and All-Star Weekend or All-Star Week, they're going to have a lot of players celebrating that week 1 win. And there will be no upset on that side of the bracket for week 1 of the playoffs.
We'll see. I know so many of the Bounce players, and they're fierce competitors.
So can't wait to see that. Nicole, you're going to be there for round 1, you said? Are we calling that round 1? Yes, round 1 of the playoffs. I will probably not be there, but I will be tuning in with you, be proven I was right. If you are following along with the CPL, round 1 of the playoffs is June 12th, Wednesday, and then they are doing the very first CPL All-Star event. That is on Wednesday, June 19th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Courtyard. Do we know how they're picking the All-Stars?
I don't think we know that.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm curious to see how that goes. I feel like that would be a cool event to watch. I guess they're just going to play against, there's going to be players from each teams, or I'm sorry, each club representing. I don't know if, does each club get an all-star? Are they just taking top players throughout the league from maybe that Anna Lee Waters and Ben Johns player?
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
Can't wait to see who the all-stars are so we can shout you guys out. And then the season 1 finale, the championship, 6/22 Saturday at Bounce. From 12 to 3 is the third place matchup. And then from 1 to 4 p.m. is the championship, where Monroe is going to be going against Players Courtyard.
Whoa.
Put a stamp on it.
All right, we'll see.
But the standings say it's going to be Pickle Jar versus Players Courtyard. So we will see if that comes to fruition. Do you have anything lined up on your calendar for the future?
No, I have a few tournaments I'm thinking about signing up for, but really just waiting to see who is joining the brackets. It seems like most players are waiting to the last minute because it's summer. There's weddings and events and all these kinds of things people are going to.
Yeah.
So the brackets are not filling up as much and people are waiting a little bit longer.
Right. I wanted to ask, like, why do you think it is like a tournament can have so many players one year and then the next year have like such a drop off? Like, what would you attribute that to?
I think it's competing tournaments.
Say
No,
it
I
again.
think it's competing tournaments.
Competing
There's just
tournaments?
more and more out there. There's more
Right.
tournament directors and they're setting things up the same weekends as the other tournaments in the general area. Like it just, there's just not enough players to go to all of them.
So, as a competing tournament, hey, Larry, what's up, buddy? Say hi in the mic. So, what do you look for in a tournament that makes you choose one over the other?
Distance for sure.
Distance for sure. What is your max distance that you're willing to travel?
2 hours.
2 hours.
It has to be for a good tournament.
Have you ever traveled more than 2 hours for a tournament?
We might have for
I was quizzing. Okay, so 2 hours. What else?
Yeah.
Travel distance.
Travel distance, size of the brackets. Like, are they bringing good players? Do they have enough for women's singles? Because I like to play as many events as possible. So if I can do all 3 in one event, that's ideal.
Right.
Not all the tournaments have enough to have singles, gender, and mixed.
Right.
So that's the other category. And then I think really just having been there, it's like a level of comfort. Like if you've already gone and you like the facility, the courts are nice, that also plays a role.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I was just curious what your thoughts were on that. And if you had any advice for any future tournament directors or current tournament directors, and what they need to do to get Nicole and Divine to their tournament.
I'll go anywhere.
I'll do anything.
What about you? You have any tournaments coming up?
Oh, thought you never asked. Because I finally booked the tournament in advance.
All right.
2 weeks in advance. That's pretty
good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be playing at the YMCA in Berwyn.
Oh, I saw that one. I think I'll
June.
be playing that one too.
There's a bunch of people signed up. It looks like going to be a good tournament. And if you win, you get entry into the 2025 Minto US Open in Naples. So I think that's super cool. I would love to get back to Naples and try to redeem myself in that tournament. Well, because one, I was playing like 3-5 back then. And two, it was crazy rain delays.
Yeah.
And they made so many like adjustments to the schedule. Whereas first it was like a 1 hour delay, then it was like a 2 hour delay, then it was like okay, we're gonna postpone it for a little bit, and then we came back, and then
that's a lot of.
We switched the tournament structure, so now it's no longer best 2 out of 3 to 11. It's 1 game to 15.
Oh wow!
So, long story short, there were people who didn't even get to finish their brackets. Like we ran into this lady at the airport who played in the tournament. They got canceled in the gold medal match.
What?
So they had to leave the tournament not knowing whether they won, like who would want to go. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
what are you playing in Berwyn?
I'm playing in the men's 4-5 to 5-0.
Cool.
Playing with Darren Johnson. Shout out to Darren.
Darren Dinks.
Cool. So yeah, we're gonna start getting some practice games in here, and then try to see what we can do in that tournament.
Good for you guys. So, well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So that's in 2 weeks. So that's all I have going on in the future. Oh, I am playing it also in a league. My buddy Josh. Oh, Josh, who I won the Fromove Classic with last year. He started like a little league, kind of where you schedule your own matchups against teammates.
Like a summer league?
Summer league, yeah. I guess it's technically going to be a money league because there's prize money at the end.
Cool.
So I'm playing with Jeremy in that league, and I think it's like 8 weeks long, based out of Hershey area.
Most of the summer.
Right. Cool. So we'll play once a week there. Then at the end, I guess they'll do something. But
that's awesome.
I know they were doing a skinny singles league. I thought you would have been interested.
I hate skinny singles.
Oh, you hate skinny singles?
I want to play full court or nothing. Full court or bust.
So you can tell Nicole doesn't drill since she hates skinny singles.
I drill way more than you.
Do you do skinny singles when you drill?
I drill one side of the court.
Do you do skinny singles when you drill?
No. You drill and then you say, let's play singles the real way. I know why you like skinny singles.
Why?
Because no one can pass you.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, right.
I've gotten past.
You have like a 9-foot wingspan.
I've gotten past the skinny singles.
By me, probably.
You're right.
Hey!
Never passed me.
I have probably a video of it, actually.
Put the video here. Just kidding. I bet you'll put that video
if I find it.
Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. I think that about does it for this episode. Anything else our viewers should know before we get out of here?
No. We'll check back about how the first round of playoffs went this week.
Yeah. Check back with round 1 of the playoffs, like she said, of CPL, and anything else interesting that comes on in the pickleball world. So before we get out of here, guys, we just want to ask you guys to please subscribe. It only takes a second, helps out the channel a ton, and hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. We really appreciate it. Till next week.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Same time.
Same time. Thursday at 6.
Thursday at 6. Peace.